welcome. Thank you so much. My name is Raquel Pryor. I'm the owner and founder of Blush Studio, and I'm here with our very first podcast episode, Blush After Dark. I just wanted to first and foremost thank you all for tuning in. You guys have plenty of other podcasts you could be listening to, but you decided to tune into ours. Thank you very much. I wanted to give you a little bit of background on why. Who is this girl? Why did she start this podcast? When we started the studio 2 years ago, part of what we wanted to do in studio was incorporate all of these empowered women who were business owners or in the industry in some way, shape, or form. And we wanted to know how we could do that. And we worked with a lot of them. And it's been a blast. It's been a dream getting to know each and every one of you as clients, as people to come and work alongside of us. And this just seemed like the next natural step. I was like, oh my God, holy shit, a podcast, that is it. So podcast is it. We're gonna see how this goes. We're taking our time. We're tiptoeing right on into it. It just seemed like the next thing to do. And I wouldn't have wanted my very first guest of this very brand new podcast to be anyone other than my sister. So we're gonna applaud her right in. Dre Hernandez with Let's Talk Lashes. Come on and sit down.
Oh man, how's it going?
It's going as if I don't see you every single
Are you
day.
as nervous as I am?
Oh, I'm so nervous. Holy shit, I'm so nervous.
It's gonna be so great.
I know. So
I've been nervous all day. I don't know why.
I don't know. This is literally what we do on the couch. So I'm just kind of
literally.
I know, just chit-chatting. So I wanted to first and foremost thank you for being here. But the big question that we got flooding in our inboxes today was, is Let's Talk Lashes coming back?
Let's Talk Lashes is definitely coming back.
Yes, okay.
It's kind of crazy because I feel like once I hit 5 years, I was kind of like, maybe I'm done. Like, what am I doing next?
Yeah.
Because I mean, I want to have a ton of kids. Like, I'm on 3, but I definitely want to have 4. So I think with that came just like, you know, a lot of self-reflection. What am I doing with my life? It's been 5 years. Should I come back? Should I not? And yeah, I've decided like I love lashing.
Yeah, you love lashing. We love you lashing.
Well, and I just love hanging out with all of my clients / friends. Like my clients are my friends, you know. So, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so LTL is coming back.
Yes.
Do you know when? Do you have a time frame? Are you coming back to this studio space? What's the 411?
So my plan is to start somewhere fresh, like you know, like I've been here now 3 years in this studio space, and I feel like it was so perfect that it just worked out to be the torch just passed on to the new business, to Blush. And I don't know, like I feel like every couple years, like, you know, when I started back at the beauty lounge, like I just get a little like antsy pantsy, and I like to, I've always been that way though.
No, you have.
Like growing up, right? Like how many times have I changed the posters in our room?
Yeah.
Like I just like new energy, new vibes, whatever.
It's very artistic of you, quite honestly.
I'm just such an artist.
Yeah, you're such an artist.
Such an artist. But like even being here, like it serves its purpose. I survived the pandemic in here.
Right.
We did the whole thing. Now I feel like, I don't know, it just felt right to be like, okay, I'm done here. The blush baddies are gonna freaking tear it up in here.
I know, then they do.
And honestly, I feel like it really just like serves the purpose.
Yeah.
It's like perfect for what you're doing.
No, that's great.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I'll be somewhere new. That's the plan. So,
But one more kid?
yeah, I think so.
One
I
more?
think so, yeah.
Okay.
I like even numbers. You know this?
Maybe we'll get a girl this time.
I know. Well, and that, like, Aaron is just so, like, he wants a girl. And, I mean, I'd be down for a girl. Although I think I'll get a 4th boy.
You're gonna have Hernandez boys. You're gonna have Hernandez brothers, and that's what.
And I love that, and I'll be so happy with that.
Yeah.
Like,
cool. So okay, so LTL is coming back. We're having 4 kids, but I've also seen, and I'm not the only one to have touched on and seen it a little bit on your personal Instagram page. You're reaching up to mommies or mommies about joining some sort of, you know, mommy mixer, kicking it with cocktails, like
the mom gang.
The mom
gang.
squad. Yeah. What is that?
So, I don't know. With me coming on 5 years of lashing, again, like, what do I want to do? Like, what's my, not greater purpose? That sounds so dramatic. But, like, what's my greater purpose?
Yeah.
Like, what else can I do? What else can I learn? Like, I almost feel like or I know I was inspired by when you started this. Like, if you want to do something, you can go and do it.
Absolutely.
I know that sounds so cheesy,
but it really is
12 years old.
It really is.
But if you believe it, you can achieve it. Like, you just, I mean, fake it till you make it. Like, I didn't know how to start a lash business. I was just like, hey, can I have a business license? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then it just went. Like, I just figured it out. Like, trial and error. So, all that to say, I've, like, ever since I became a mom, I've had this, like, there's gotta be some sort of a way to, like, connect more with moms.
Like, actually connect. Because I feel like, I feel like it's so cool because when you were posting this, I'm like, you were literally inviting women that you either know or know from social media, but, like, don't actually know into your home, into your private space. And I feel that that's really cool.
But also kind of like low key, like, are they gonna think I'm weird?
Exactly.
Like I'm like,
you just want to come off normal, like whatever normal looks like. But to me, I was like, she's inviting them into her house,
into her home.
Yeah, I need to be terrified right now. But I think it's really cool on another level because Instagram can be a really great place for a highlight reel, right? We post our kids, we post our spouses, we post the love of our life, no matter what it is. But when you are a mom of 1 or 5, it can also be the loneliest place you've ever been with children at your ankles.
Hands down. As you're on the toilet.
And
I'm like, I feel so alone right now, but I'm on the toilet.
I'm not alone.
With kids.
Exactly.
Like,
and motherhood, it's the strangest, weirdest, no matter how great your partner is. There's no space like
moms get moms.
Yeah,
you know
moms
what I mean?
get moms.
Like we get each other.
Yeah, even if we don't mom the same, even if we don't have the same parenting style, we all understand that feeling of I feel so unbelievably alone. But girl, all your girlfriends see is the highlight reel. So if you need a friend, you need to reach out. And I really thought that was really cool of you when you were like, okay, let's all hang out. And I'm like, fine. What?
Well, it's just crazy. I feel like I've been here and there just kind of like, okay, like I think when I had my second with Jason, I remember feeling this feeling of like, maybe I could get into something motherhood. I don't know what it is, what kind of job.
Right.
Well, who would pay me to like be a mom with mom? Like, I don't know how any of that works, but like, I was just like, this feeling won't go away of like me just wanting to hang out with other moms and connect. And like, if I have this feeling and I have a great support system, like, there's gotta be chicks out there who are like, what the F word? Like, I'm so alone. Or I just wanna like physically be in the same room with another mom. And we don't have to be chatting. Like, you could literally just come sit on my couch and hold your newborn and I could be over here. Like,
holding mine, exactly.
Well,
and quite honestly, and I know it's like, it's not something that you say out loud, but I personally, and you know me because you've known me your whole life, I am not your typical let's go to mops club, and I'm not knocking anyone who does.
No shame on mops.
No shame on that, but it just personally wasn't a fit for me.
Yeah.
Throwing on a messy bun, coming over in my Crocs, just hanging out with no expectation other than I'm just here to hang out with another mom and her kids is a really cool idea, and it sometimes is hard to make it come to fruition. It's hard to make it come to life. So just like throwing out the poll on Instagram and like, let's just see who wants to do this.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, just like this. Yeah. Like, just to be able to have the tool of social media, like social media is like kind of freaky and scary and like we all know that. But also it's a great tool.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I know when people say that it sounds like, okay, yeah, we get it. But it actually is. Like, I didn't realize how many other moms wanted to kick it until they started chiming in and they were like, so are you really going to do this? Like,
or like,
are you just like, what is happening? Like, you gonna do this or not? And I was like, okay, well, now I'm pregnant with my third, so like, no, I'll get to it like
some other time.
I'm busy, you know? And now that I had Teddy, I'm just like,
I got a baby, I'm busy.
I'm busy. But it's true, whether you have 1 or 5, you're busy.
You're busy all the time.
But all that to say, it's been just in me to like connect with moms somewhere aside from lashing, you know, like obviously I'm blessed to connect with people through lashing, and I think that's why I'm like, I can't stop lashing. Like, I love it. I love it. But also I'm like, I need more connection.
Yeah.
In, I think, motherhood. Like, I mean, that's my life and that's my world.
Yeah.
Like, my kids are my world.
Yeah.
So
it just made sense.
So yeah, there you go. So I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm like, we are now hanging out at my house soon. It might be one person. It might be 5 people coming over. But I don't know. We'll just
It's
I'm
a little
just gonna
money
start
train.
there.
It's a little money
and
mixer. That
so
I
if you're a
absolutely love
mom
it.
wanting to jump on this train of these messy buns and you want to kick it, follow me on Instagram and we'll connect.
Yeah, we
We'll
will
get together.
throw handles down. Don't worry.
Totally, yeah.
Make sure you follow both of us on our personal pages and on our other business pages. We will make sure we get you the information.
Yes.
So I'm super happy to announce that LTL is coming back. That was
coming
one thing that I was like, girl, is LTL coming back? Because that's like the question I get when I go out. It's the question I get everywhere is your sister coming back to Lashing. So that was really exciting.
Love
when
that.
you were like, at first, like, I don't know. And I'm like,
Yeah, like how many
"Ugh."
times did I call you on the phone? Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, it's almost my leave. Like, do I want to come back? Do I just forever, like,
Stop.
what am I doing?
Yeah, no.
And it's not because I don't love lashing. It was truly because what else can I do?
Yeah.
What else can I do? Because, I mean, look how I started my lash business.
Yeah.
Like, I would have never thought I would have done that.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like sometimes we feel like it has to be a closed door on this in order for me to start something new.
Totally.
When we forget that we're women and we can do
do
a
anything.
lot of things really well.
Yeah.
It's not like let me half-ass these 10 little projects I have. It's let me lash really well, let me be a really good wife and a really good mom, and let me start this mom club, because why the fuck not?
Yeah.
And I think we forget our own power sometimes, our own ability to actually execute something really well and still have time to mom and wife and sister
Totally.
and daughter.
Totally.
And I get it. I think I get it from you because I never used to be this way, where people are like, do you slow down? Do you ever
Yeah.
not? And I'm like, every once in a while, I'm human, right? Every once in a while I hit the wall and I have
Yeah,
to.
everyone asks me that. They're
Yeah.
like,
What?
I
Yeah,
saw
like-
your sister jogging the other day. Isn't she a tax? Like,
Yeah.
isn't she preparing taxes somewhere? I'm like, yeah, she probably just got off and it's been 7 minutes and yeah, now she's jogging. Yeah. And she probably has photos to edit after that. After she puts the kids to bed.
Yeah.
And after she says hi to John. Yeah. Like, do you breathe? Do you breathe? Like, what is happening?
But I
Tell us a little about you. Fool.
No, but I swear I get that from you. And I don't know if it was all my life. It has always been, I just want to be a little bit more like my sister, more outgoing, more go get it, more. But I was always the older sibling, middle, so like, I don't know, whatever that like
Yeah, whatever
idea
the-
was.
Yeah.
But I think it came, COVID hit and I lost more of my weight. And I was just really over being scared and being in a bubble and putting myself there. It's not like anyone else put me there.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to execute more things really well. What did we come up with? Blush, you were literally ready to pop. And I was like, hey, do you want to start a business?
I'm like, if I don't got a pose, don't ask about big ass to pose, are you? I'm all pregnant with Jason, all freaking huge.
But that's literally all it takes is your dream and spitting it out and putting it into the universe. I know that sounds really
Manifest.
kitschy, but like
Faith of a mustard seed.
faith of a mustard
The
seed.
faith of a mustard
Because
seed.
I had no idea what I was doing. I just knew I needed to bring you on board because I don't know how to do this. I kind of know how to do this.
See, but I thank you for doing that. I mean, I know you weren't doing it for me, but when you brought Blush up, I was already in my like, yeah, I've been lashing for 3 years. I lash, I go home, I do my thing. Like, I forgot, like, bitch, you can get merch.
Yeah.
You can paint your walls. You
You
can, like,
do things.
not that I lost my, like, pep in my step, but I was just in my routine.
Yeah.
Having kids. Like, oh yeah, and I lash. So I feel like once you started Blush, it kind of gave me that boost of like, okay, Dre, like, keep going.
Yeah.
Like, what you do? Where's the glitter?
Yeah.
You know
Where's
what I
the
mean?
glitter? Where's
Like,
the sparkle?
I don't know. Like, I also think it's because I'm so comfortable with my clients. Like, I even feel weird sometimes calling them my clients.
Yeah.
Because it's like, dude, that's my bitch.
That's my friend.
You know, that's my girl. That's Haley, you know? So, I don't know. So with, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. With that, I thank you because you reminded me like, oh yeah, like to see you start something so small. Like when I did, you know, when I started lashing, it's like, oh yeah, it takes a lot.
Remember when you did hair for like a minute?
Yeah.
5 seconds?
Fastest 5 seconds of my life. I went to beauty school.
Bought all your products?
Bought all my products, let them expire. I'm just not good at hair.
I think you.
I can style the crap out of hair,
but
but like cutting hair, mm-mm. I've got some girlfriends that would attest to that. Or that would back me up and be like, yeah, you're right, you do
Not
know
need
how to cut hair. You included.
Somebody to give me a perm.
I'll never give you a perm.
Not like an old lady perm, like a beach wave. Is that a perm? Is that a thing?
That's not a thing.
That's not a thing.
No.
So it's just
The word perm, just get it out
because
of
it
your
means
brain.
permanent, you guys.
Yeah, don't do it is what it means.
It's
Don't
okay,
do
nobody
it.
else will give you one. Juanita's like, no, we're
Good.
not giving you a
Thank
perm.
you, Juanita. Fucking finally.
Fucking Guadalupe. But like, yeah, all that to say, sorry, like train of thought or whatever. It's just fun to see how we've kind of built each other up in that. Because yeah, if I'm not, I don't usually sit still, but I feel like moms can get, so it's like you have stay-at-home moms who are just not staying home. Like, let's get that really clear. It's
Yeah,
stay-at-home
we're not kicking it on
mom,
the
but we're
couch.
not kicking it on the couch, just staying at home, you know, doing
Eating
that.
bonbons.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think every style of mom, every type of mom can have a bad reputation. And I feel like I have felt that in my motherhood career where I work a lot and I do a lot because I have to, we live in California. And two, it's just, I know who I am and I know that I still take me home at the end of the night. And how have I filled up my cup? A lot of it is with the studio. A lot of it is with my girlfriends. A lot of it is going to the gym. A lot of it is all of that and having a very supportive partner in what I need for me and for us, but also my kids. So I think it's important. All types of moms are necessary.
Yeah.
So this mommy mixer that you're gonna do is really fun. I will definitely be there with the Tito's if it's allowed.
What did you call it earlier? Not a mommy mixer.
Yeah.
Mommy mixer.
Mommy
Oh,
mixer.
I called it a meetup, and I was like, ew, I feel like mixer's so much
Mixer's
cuter.
fun. It's very
Mommy meetup. That
mommy,
sounds so
it's
cool.
very $1 Million Matchmaker. Which
Yes,
you call it
the
mixers.
mixers.
The mixers. So we're gonna have mommy
Yes.
mixers.
Love.
With or without mixers, and it's gonna be
Yes.
really fun, and I can't wait to see that actually happen. So,
Yeah. So I'm excited. A lot of things happening.
Yeah.
With
Very
both of us.
With both of us.
Yeah.
I know. I wish
tired.
we
I'm
had.
coughing.
I know. I wish there was a bigger space. I feel like the studio. I already feel like we've been here 2 years, and I feel a little like I've outgrown it. And I think it's just because it's so small. Most people don't.
Yeah.
What I get, the biggest comment all the time when someone walks in here is, "Your studio does not look this small." Like
Which that's
on
all
camera,
you,
which
girlfriend.
is
that's
good,
angles.
because I feel like it's so small in here.
Yeah,
Like if
that's
you've
angles.
been a client of mine, you know the running around and changing scenes and direction, and it's a lot of fun.
And
but-
all that jazz.
and all that jazz. But super excited. LTL is coming back. We don't know when, we don't know where, but we do know you're coming back. Kids are good, husband's good, mommy mixer is on the horizon.
Yes.
And I wanted to kind of end this podcast with two things. I wanted to know if you could give any other female entrepreneur, doesn't matter what she's doing, what she's starting, what she's in school for, if you could give her one piece of advice. It can be your typical like, oh, that's so sweet, or it can be something totally off the wall, whatever piece of advice that you've been given or that you found anytime you've started a business or anytime you've had a baby or anytime you had to do something, what would it be?
Well, so much floods my brain. I feel like the phrase "fake it till you make it" was so relevant to me because I remember sitting at Mars Hill coffee shop, rest in peace, Mars, it's gone, with my little notepad and just mapping out what I would have envisioned my lash business to look like, and it was literally it has just come to life, from the clients to the logo to just everything that I live with in my business. But I remember feeling so like, what am I doing? Like, I don't know how to get a website. Shout out to Danielle Burke. I don't know how to do any of this. How do I become an actual thing?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you could be like, oh, I'm a photographer, or I'm a hairstylist, but it's like,
How do you do it?
okay, do you have any certifications? You got a fucking license? Like,
Yeah.
where you at? You know, you at home? Not that there's anything wrong with starting there and doing that if that's what you want to do, but like, I knew that I wanted to have a place to be like,
That's my
I'm a person, right? I'm on the map. And I really, truly feel like I faked it until I kind of was like, oh, I made it?
yeah.
Like, people like me?
Yeah.
And I'm okay at what I'm doing, you know? So fake it till you make it, I feel like is huge, because the honest truth is I feel like no one knows what they're doing in business. Like, I don't know if you felt that way starting this from the ground up, but like, I don't know. I really don't think anyone has all the answers to starting their own business.
I think like
becoming successful.
Fake it till you make it. Not fake it as in what you're producing and what you're putting out there, but
No,
you have
God,
like the manifestation or the energy or the vibe, even if you are like this big and your confidence is on the ground and you know you feel so small, you have to fake that power out, because if you don't, close up shop, bye. Like, so fake it in the sense, I totally 100% agree. Fake it until not the product, not what you're putting out there as far as like your clientele, but the energy.
I
what
for
you're
sure
doing.
faked more of the confidence.
Yeah, like the confidence.
I would have
in
people
it.
like flake on me, like, oh, I remember this one lady. She was like, oh, I'm going into labor, and I'm like, you didn't mention that you were pregnant. Not that it mattered, but I was just like, did you find someone else? Like, you flaked on me because you're going into labor?
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that was true. Like, whenever shout out, I don't remember what the girl's name was, but so that clearly made me feel like,
well, that can take your confidence down a notch.
Oh,
because
it did.
It's like we are women also in that we overthink everything.
Oh, for sure.
So it's like, oh, cool.
So I was like, woo, I got a full set. I was like, I'm going home early, you know, and I just felt stupid because I'm like, this chick just faked a labor on me just to get out of paying me the deposit or whatever. You know, I don't even think I had deposits. I mean,
ladies, check your contracts.
But anyway, so fake it in the sense of, you know, did I come back the next day and fucking walk my ass to the beauty lounge and show up and be like, I'm fine, I'm a good lash artist? Hell yeah, I did.
Yeah, fake that in that
Fake
sense. Yes.
that, yeah, because I always feel like I show up.
Yeah.
You know, I come in at 7 in the morning for some of these chicks. Do I want to? Maybe, maybe not. But never fake the quality and the love.
Just the oomph that you need to get you to your next day when you're having a really bad day.
And I'd also say, okay, so fake it till you make it. Like when it comes to specifically starting a business, or also just like a little like food for thought. Like remember that not everyone is out to like destroy you.
Yeah.
Like I remember feeling like I've reached out to a few artists to just kind of pick their brain. Like, how did you start? What do you use? What class did you go? You know, how did you get started? And a few artists like did not want to talk to me. Like I straight up had one girl. She was like, "Yeah, I don't really feel comfortable talking to you about this."
Like why?
And I'm like, "Okay, it's not like we're even in the same town. Like, what the? Okay, bye. Like, let me just fake that I don't feel stupid. You know, like it took a lot of guts to ask another established artist something like that. But so I kind of got in my head about that. I remember feeling like, okay, everyone out here is like dog eat dog. Like, that's embarrassing. I guess I won't talk to any other lash artist. And then I realized, like, no, there's a lot of artists out here who want to like support and, you know, help encourage you. At least I do. Yeah. Like now being in 5 years in, I'm like, I'll answer any questions.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it's a misconception that it is that dog eat dog, and maybe in some places, and maybe that's,
whatever you're doing,
and maybe that's someone's mindset. But I feel like we don't have to be each other's competition. This is Hollister, for crying out loud. There are 50 hair salons on Main Street right now,
and like thank goodness.
Yeah, like thank goodness. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying,
like, you can't lash everyone. I can't lash everyone.
Right.
She can't highlight everyone.
Yeah.
Like I think that's how I just look at it. Like you can't have every single client in the world, so why not just
share the love a little bit? I mean? Like we are not each other's. You are your own competition. Like you should just want to better what you're doing.
Exactly what I would say.
And upping your own game and still loving your neighbor and helping her with the how do I apply this? How do I do
it?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And not be like a total two-faced bitch about it.
Yeah.
Like
because it's so easy to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So easy.
I feel like I'm a little different in the sense that Hollister has never ever had anything so risque, like boudoir specific. You can like throw a rock and hit a wedding photographer in this town, and I love each and every one of you.
Oh,
Again, it's not a knock, but it's like
them.
it's great, it's wonderful. But there was never anyone specific to this niche, and it was Hollister, so it was just like, let's just fucking do it. Like Hollister may or may not like it, but I don't really care.
Yeah.
And it's been a great thing, and I was not afraid to reach out to people that I knew, specifically who had background in it. I was on the phone with, like I said, I was on the phone with Thomas right before this. Like, how am I supposed to video edit? I know nothing about, I know I want to start a podcast, and I know that I can film this and get the content for it, but I don't know how to edit this. Like,
Totally.
help. And you don't know what you don't know, and that is not my wheelhouse.
Well, and you know what? You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So, like, for anyone watching, like, if you want to start lashing, you want to become a photographer, you want to do anything, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, this might not be what you have it behind when you're chatting with someone else on your next episode.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's fine. We just had to fucking start because it's getting dark out.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, you have to start somewhere. Like the sets I was doing way back when for 3 hours, you gotta start somewhere. And it's like without those long sets, without lashing girls on my bed in my room for 3 hours, shout out to Betsy. I wouldn't, I mean, you have to start somewhere. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
I guess that, you know, I go back to that, like, because my confidence has been shot. It was shot at moments, like, right up until I went on my maternity leave. Like, you're your biggest,
Yeah.
I'm my biggest critic. I don't know, I beat myself up all the time over stuff like that. But, you gotta start somewhere,
Yeah, absolutely.
you know? So, good for you for starting this. Good for you.
I was just like, I really want to start a podcast. And it's not even like, oh my God, it's the next trending thing. I want to start a podcast.
But it is.
Super trendy. And
Totally.
I follow so many of you guys in your podcast, and they're fucking wonderful. And more for me, this was just another outlet for me to reach all of the small business owners in town and like highlight them and talk to them and network with them, and how can we be friends, and how can like really be friends, not just like,
Well, I feel like that was
you know?
your vision when you first came to
Yeah.
me, and you were like, I really want to start this. And I'm like, boudoir? Like, is that just like naked chicks everywhere? And
Yeah.
you're like, it can be. And I'm like, okay, this is going to go really great over with mom, first of all. Second of all, I'm going to be having a lot of kids, so I don't know where I'm going to be. But all that to say, you kept going back to like, I really want to rub elbows with just like all the people in this small town.
well, yeah.
Like, it's grown, but at the same time, like, it's still that mom and pop, like, hey, so-and-so, like, do you want to jump on my podcast? Like, you can do that. Or, like, let me run over to your, you know, venue and chat. Like, I don't know. I think that's what you've wanted since you started.
Yeah. I just know that I am a podcast listener and watcher. And for me, it's because if you've been a client and we connect and it's wonderful, then you know me, right? But if you're not my client, but you want to be invited into this space and into, you know,
The teeny tiny
the
studio.
teeny tiny studio, and you want to know me and you want to know these other people, this is just another way to gain that insight without actually feeling like I gotta go and make it be your friend.
I gotta book this
I
chick.
gotta book
I
this.
gotta pay that. Yeah,
So
for real.
it was just like, this is another outlet for us to literally just chat and get
And
to
be
know
transparent.
people. Yeah, absolutely. Because
And I feel like you need to get more comfortable in front of the camera.
yeah, I'm not
Like,
very-
you're way behind the camera. Like,
Yeah.
that's fine. But
I'm never this up.
we did a few takes with this. You know what I'm saying?
Hilarious.
Yeah, there's soups. Embarrassing. But again, this is why you asked little old me to do it or
Yeah.
to start with you.
Yeah.
You know, because
I don't want to embarrass myself in front of a real person.
wouldn't want to do that in front of a real person. Why not do it in front of a fake person? Perfect. So congratulations.
I know,
You're
this-
doing great.
It's actually been really fun.
Yeah.
Now that we took 6 takes in the beginning
Yeah, I
to
know.
get this
and
done.
now that the vodka soda finally. Yeah. Perfect.
Perfect. So great advice, wonderful advice. I also wanted to end with, I have a few people that I've been chatting with to come and be the next featured guest on this podcast. If you, not even knowing who they are, what they're about, what's one question that you think is juicy or interesting that can be applied to any business owner that you would be like, I want to know?
What
Exactly.
pushes you? What motivates you to keep elevating? And how do you keep elevating?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That's something I often get kind of like, I'm like, okay, it's been another year. Like, how do I make this experience more special for these girls? Like, I mean, I would hope they like feel it, but I'm like, do they feel it? Does it look cute here? Like,
Yeah.
again, like I get so like antsy that I'm like, I want to continue to elevate, but sometimes I get a little
Like, well, this is it.
Yeah, that's it. Welcome. So I think I would ask someone in business, like, you know, give me the answer. Like, I'm just curious, like, how do other people continue to motivate themselves in business, stay current, push forward, be trendy, be cute, like,
All that stuff.
you know what I mean?
Sounds like a headache.
I know. Well, and that's why I'm like, that's just something I can kind of mentally struggle with every now and then. Like, once I hit like another 6 months, I'll be like, should I change something in here? Like, are people bored? Like, how can I continue to elevate?
Yeah.
You know?
Because
I want to keep evolving, but sometimes I feel like I get stuck in different areas. You know?
yeah. When I think lash specific, it's like, okay, there's a new haircut out there everyone's getting, but like
Totally.
lashes are lashes are lashes.
Totally.
Right? You can only get them so
You want
big.
purple? Yeah.
You can only get them so big.
Totally.
Or in so many colors.
Well, yeah, it's like there's styles, there's colors, there's this, there's that, but it's like from a business side, like, yeah, how can I guess personally just continue to elevate and like push the business
And still feel
forward.
like you're going home at the end of the day like, that
Yeah.
was good.
Totally.
And it was different and it was all those things.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I understand that question because here I am staring at my pink wall like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I need to
Might need a little facelift in
yeah.
here.
You know, like just
Exactly.
little things, but I forget it's a new experience for every new client that walks in here. And
Yeah.
remembering that too, that it's a new experience for someone else, even if it's not for you. But that is a really good question.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I would hope that people just feel that experience with me and like feel elevated when they leave, but I'm like,
I hope.
I hope you do.
I hope
You
you
know? So I think I would ask someone in business that, like, how do you continue pushing forward? And yeah.
It's a good question. Yeah, thanks. Okay. Well, thank you so much for being my very first guest
Woo!
on Blush After Dark, even though it's not quite dark out. It just does blush after
Blush after dusk.
after dusk. That sounds like a tongue twister.
Oh
Thank you so much for coming and being here and being my guinea pig.
Honestly, I would have been offended if I wasn't the first person on this. If you're like, oh, I got so and so, I'd be like, cool, have fun. Happy podcast. Hope it sucks. You know?
Oh my gosh. And thank you.
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean. And thank you to everyone who tuned in and gave us a fucking chance.
Thanks for giving a view to little
Thank you
us.
so much for listening and watching. I hope you took something away from this. I do have some guests lined up for the next few sessions. I will be dropping those as soon as I confirm them. We will be dropping some handles in the comments.
Yeah.
So make sure you follow all of our pages on Instagram and or Facebook. Oh my God, that's so many places. But thank you again so much and have a great evening. And